Howdy. My name is Derek William Sturm, and this is my book, Will of the Wisps. I am not a professional voice actor, but I am the author. Will of the Wisps is not yet published. It is a YA novel intended to be the first of a series. Please share and enjoy.
Wednesday, October 24th, Chapter 63, Franky. Amber's church, Lisa's church, I have to remind myself, is evangelical. That's the type my parents are always talking about when they discuss politics. The anti-abortion people. It's not much to look at. We have a cathedral in town. It's like 100 years old and covered in stained glass windows and steeples. Like it's showing off all the money it scammed out of its believers. But this church is less fancy. It could be mistaken for an old folks' home if it wasn't for the light-up sign and the giant cross bolted to the side of the front door. I find myself curious what it looks like on the inside, but I won't find out tonight unless I have to use the bathroom or something. The vigil is a parking lot thing. Everyone is holding their candles and trying to avoid looking at the folding tables, where Lisa's parents are standing with the priest or minister or whatever evangelicals have. The tables are there for people to put their sympathy cards on. There's a second set near the entrance where we picked up our candles. "How you doing?" Thomas asks, squeezing me. Amber is across the lot with her parents, so we can't talk. And I don't feel like telling Thomas what's really going through my head. How can I? After Mia's Dungeons & Dragons experiment yesterday, I'm terrified to give him any reason to think he has to run back to the heights with a bomb strapped to his body. Luke meets my gaze. I can tell he's thinking the same thing. "Why are we here?" Mia asks. She's sitting cross-legged on the ground and waving her finger back and forth through the candle flame like Dad used to do to freak us out when we were little. "You're gonna catch your sweater on fire," I tell her. "So? Just more injuries I can send to someone else. I should probably start building them up, don't you think?" "No, I don't think that at all." Luke shuffles, popping up and down on his feet to see through the crowd. "What happens next?" "I've never been to one of these before." "And you think we do stuff like this?" Mia snaps at him. "Ask Amber." "There's a, prayer or something later," I say, and they both look at me. "Singing, I think?" Luke puts his hands in the pocket of his fleece and rocks back and forth on his heels. "We should talk about the plan your friends came up with, Mia." The hush comes over the crowd slowly, small pockets of conversation coming to scattered halts as one person or another elbows each speaker, or pulls their attention to where Lisa's parents are standing. The church dude has his arms raised in the air, his hands very slightly waving downward with just fingers. Some people mistake the signal at first and sit down in the parking lot only to stand up awkwardly a few seconds later. When everyone has moved to silence or whispers, he grabs a small cordless microphone from the table with the cards. The speakers do that shriek squeal when he turns it on, and there are a few uncomfortable laughs. I'm watching Lisa's mother's eyes. They look so wide and dry, they make me want to blink. Her mouth is a solid line, like my mom's when she's angry. It's funny, usually sad people smile with their mouths so they don't make you feel bad, but you can tell they're not really smiling because of their eyes. But Mrs. Van Kirk is the reverse. She's smiling with her eyes, and her mouth is just grim. As the church guy begins to speak, I watch someone approaching behind her. My shoulder blades tickle. There's something strange about the newcomer that is bothering me. What is it? Bright clothes? I mean, they are bright, but a bunch of people in the crowd are wearing as bright or brighter, even though this is basically a funeral. Is it the face? Whoever it is keeps their eyes on the ground while approaching, so there really isn't enough to go on from this distance. Is it the walk? No. The position, maybe. The way they're coming over the grass instead of through the parking lot? No. The way they're coming from straight behind the speaker? Rude, but It's the size. Mia! Oh my God, it's too big. It's too big to be human. What? Mia, Call Reid. I'm not shouting. I can't afford to shout. Mia, call Reid. Right now. Please tell me I'm not the only one that can see that, Luke whispers. The creature, easily over 10 feet tall, casually bounds up behind the table and sweeps Lisa's mother to the side with one arm. She flies sideways, knocking over dozens of people in her path like bowling pins. Then it rears up to its full height and bellows. The churchman looks up at it and raises the book he's been reading from like a shield. Please let it work. Please let religion be good for this one thing. But it isn't. The creature, the Oni, I realize, leans over and smashes down on Bible Guy's head with closed fist, popping it like a balloon. Is that it? Is that the wisp? I gasp, grabbing Luke's shoulder. Yes, he says. But it's bigger now. Much bigger. Lying girl! The monster's voice is almost comically high-pitched, like a child's. I must kill the lying girl! I think that's you, Luke says, pulling me down so we're more out of view. You can't let it see you, Franky. Crouching down doesn't seem to help much, considering half the people at the vigil had the same idea. The other half are running. Which? Where the fuck is Thomas? I push through clenched teeth. There's no way he would have run, except maybe towards the thing, but I can't see him anywhere. When did he even stop holding me? I pull backwards, trying to get out of Luke's grasp so I can see better, but I can't break his grip. Where is Thomas? Chapter 64. Luke. I don't know how long I can keep Franky out of the Oni's sight. She's frantic. The monster attempts to get up on the folding table for some reason, but it collapses under its weight, sending a cloud of sympathy cards into the air. More people are turning to run. I need Mia. Mia, I say with as much volume as I dare, dropping one of my hands to reach out to her. That seems to do the trick. Franky reorientates on her sister, and together we draw her into a huddle. He's coming, Mia says. I texted. He's coming. She must mean Reid. A scream causes us to whip our heads back up. The Oni has pulled a girl from the crowd and lifted her over his head with both hands. Dark girl! He screams, and then I try not to think about it. I try not to think about the people near the table who didn't think to run immediately. Two Flowers is certain that thing is not a wisp, Amber says, suddenly crouching behind us. But he's pretty sure it comes from wisp powers. It's like Reid, Franky guesses.
The creature could be a trade-altered human, but the power to create such beings as servants is also possible, even if it would come at a higher cost.
Would a trade like that create just one monster? Amber asks. Or would you just get the power to make as many as you want?
There are many ways to create such creatures, Mother.
I watch the Oni as it stalks through the remaining crowd. It's shirtless. The kimono dropped from its shoulders and hanging around its waist to expose a tattooed purple chest. A white mask, a kabuki, I think they're called, covers its face, but real tusks protrude from the bottom. It's not killing at random, it's searching. Based on what? Aside from Lisa's mom and Pastor Clary, it's only been going after young women, high school or college age, and it's missing many of them. The creature moves awkwardly, as if unsure of its movements. It stumbles when the girls that it's chasing force it to turn too sharply or suddenly, like it's not used to its new body. It's like Reid, I realize out loud. Not a summons, a transformation. Caleb? Franky asks. She's holding Mia protectively between her arms, slowly backing up, trying not to draw attention. I notice Amber and I have unconsciously moved between her and the monster. Is it Caleb? I watch as the creature pounces forward over the heads of a dozen mourners and manages to catch another victim. No one I recognize. She seems to be a bit older than we are. Lying girl! The creature screams, tossing what is left of her in two directions. Amber vomits. It's not Caleb, I tell them. I force myself to look at each of the Oni's victims, looking for what I know they have in common. Lying girl. Dark girl. It's the skin.
He doesn't know what Franky looks like. He's only going off a description. Darker skin and skinny, I think. Also, if it was Caleb, he would be using his power to order people to stop running away. They were right, Mia shrieks. Jesse and Moira, he's giving powers to the zombies. The Oni turns and looks in our direction. At first, I think its attention is drawn to Mia's shriek, but people are yelling all around us. I back up, trying to hide Franky behind my body as best I can, wishing for the first time in my life that I was bigger instead of wishing I was taller. Muscles, fat, it doesn't matter. I need bulk. But I realize too late it's not looking at Franky. Its leap brings it nearly face to face with me. Hot breath, which smells like Cheerios, beats across my face like waves on a beach. It turns away, briefly stumbling and dropping to one knee, but pushing off the concrete with one of its hands, and leaps again, barely missing Amber on an all-out run. She might not be as skinny as Franky is, but she's probably the darkest-skinned girl left in the parking lot. And she can't outrun it. Not forever.
Mother!
Amber rips her jacket from her as she flees and drops it behind, nearly pulling off the white tank top she's wearing underneath in the process. 2 flowers. I need a trade, and I need it now. I find myself shouting.
No! Mother!
I've never seen anyone run so fast in my life. She's moving, straight as an arrow, toward the church, but she won't make it. The creature is covering 15, 20 feet in each leaping stride. 2 flowers. Listen to me. We don't... I'd been about to tell him that we don't have time, but the words never come out. As I watch in terror, 2 glistening shapes burst from Amber's back, blossoming out behind her like some sort of iridescent airbag. The Oni, reacting instinctively to the change in its prey's size and shape, stumbles for a moment. And that is all Amber needs to take off. And fly. Chapter 65. Franky. When did Amber get fairy wings? Mia shouts.
Mother made 2 trades with my brother the first night she became aware of our existence. This was the trait she received for giving him her ability to grow and nurture new life.
But she said... Mia can't quite finish her objection. I can't stop staring at the shrinking form of Butterfly Amber framed nearly perfectly by the sun.
Mother was filled with much regret about her trades, Mia. She hoped to save you the same feelings.
Forget it, I tell them, dragging my sister backward. We have to move now. That thing will keep looking. Luke nods and moves to block us from sight again the best he can. Where is Thomas? There's maybe 20 people left in the church lot now. I don't see Amber's family, or Kaylee's, so that's good. I can still picture their faces in my mind, which is better. There is no point in checking the bodies on the ground, even if I would have recognized them before. No time for that now. We need to get inside, Luke says, awkwardly trying to pull Mia and me to the right while keeping us out of view. It feels so annoyingly cliché. Being forced to hide behind a man for protection, even if he's shorter than I am. The monster is walking in a circle now, peering at the groups. There's no one fitting my description left, I realize. All the women are too young, or too old, or too pale. All of them except me. I suppose I should feel grateful that the monster isn't killing anymore. But what will it do when it thinks the person it was sent to kill got away?
That depends on the instructions that Caleb gave to it, Franky.
Shouldn't you be with Amber? Luke asks.
Mother asked me to stay with you in case you needed help.
You mean more trades, Mia snorts.
It is the only help I can offer. I am sorry.
Nuh-uh, you can stop time and stuff. I've seen it.
I am sorry, Mia. It would not be precise to say that my kind is capable of stopping time.
2 flowers! With so many people gone or dead already, Mia's voice rings out in the silence. Everyone left in the parking lot is staring at us. Even the monster. It moves slowly, in jerks, more like a puppet than a predator. I can see what looks like scrapes on its forearms, where it hit the asphalt after missing Amber. Does it have black blood? It's hard to tell with all the normal blood already splattering its body. Mia, you need to be quiet, Luke forces out through his teeth. The last of the people begin to turn and run, confident that the monster is zeroed in on us. I risk a look behind me to find the doors of the church still 50 to 60 feet away. We were so close. But the monster is closer. It will take Luke first, maybe. My last moments of life will be spent trying to recognize his dead body in the monster's hands, and failing. I won't even remember how he gave his life to protect me for a few seconds more. But I can die before Mia, at least. I won't forget my sister. That has to mean something. Our salvation doesn't come at the last second, not like Amber's escape. The creature is still uncertain, trying to peer behind Luke and see if the people he is hiding match the description it was given. Trying to see if Luke is protecting me. No one has stopped breathing, nothing so dramatic as that. We creep back a little, and it creeps forward to match, almost like a dance. And somewhere in the shuffle of steps we hear a squeal of tires and all turn to look as Thomas peels across the parking lot in his dad's Honda Civic and rams the monster from the side. It's not jumping at us, or running, or even looking in his direction. And then it's just gone. I never even see Thomas at the wheel. The car hood catches the monster at its hip and crumbles around it. The force of the vehicle is not enough. The creature is too strong, or too heavy, or somehow immune to physics. For a moment, it looks like the Civic will bounce off it, but in the end, the car stops hard in front of us and the creature catapults sideways, bouncing across the parking lot like a rogue basketball. Mia is out of my arms in a flash. My foot hurts. Why does my foot hurt? I no longer have the energy to stay standing. I let myself drop to my knees and feel the tension slide out of my back. It's painfully stiff from the position I've been holding around Mia with my body. Luke is moving now too. I watch with mild interest as he and Mia tear at the driver's side door of a totaled Honda Civic. Where did that come from? Chapter 66. Luke. What do you mean you can't tell if he's dead?
Human minds cannot be projected into when they are asleep or unconscious, Luke. I am afraid I cannot give you any information on Thomas's condition.
Mia and I are pulling on the door together, but it won't budge. I don't know if it's locked or wedged shut from the impact, or both. It's too strong for us. I cannot hear any sirens. Where are the police? Calm down. It hasn't been long since the Oni started attacking. Maybe 4 or 5 minutes? Still, that's enough time for someone to call. So why aren't there any sirens?
I can tell you that the being you think of as the Oni is neither dead nor unconscious.
I whip around and look over at the creature. It hasn't gotten up yet, but I can see its muscles tense and flex one at a time. It's making a sound. Moaning? Ah! I need to touch him! Mia pulls away from her grip on my arm where she was helping me pull on the handle and starts banging on the glass of the window with her fists. I need some sort of lever or something. Wait, no. We just need to get through a window. Mia's right. What happens if Mia tries to take the injuries of... I can't say it.
Her ability will not work on Thomas if he is dead, Luke.
Got it. I pull off my fleece and wrap it around my arm. It takes me 2 tries to get up on what is left of the hood of Thomas's car. The windshield is so spiderwebbed it's basically opaque, but it hasn't shattered. I raise up my fleece-wrapped arm to strike it and slip, slicing my leg open on some jagged metal. The cold feeling is immediate, followed by a warm rush of blood across my leg. I barely catch myself before I collapse. Weak. I'm weak. Is it the blood loss, or have I always been weak?
Luke, the entity you call the Oni has recovered.
I want to tell Two Flowers to give me a second, but it's taking all of my energy not to tumble off the hood and onto the ground. Then everything changes. My strength returns and the throbbing in my leg disappears. I pull myself up, risking a quick look to note the Oni is charging towards Franky, who seems stuck on the asphalt, and Mia is dropping down into a rapidly spreading pool of blood below her. No time. Mia has to get all our injuries into that thing now. I refuse to count on strength alone. Rearing back, I slam my protected forearm into the windshield with the entire weight of my body, what little there is. It shatters, dumping me into the passenger seat beside Thomas. Shards of glass slice my unprotected face, but I'm not worried about myself. Is Thomas breathing? I can't tell. There's so much blood and glass everywhere. I'm trying to call for Mia while examining his face. It's peaceful. Is he smiling? God damn him. Mia took my leg wound, I realize, far too late. Shit, she needs my help. I shake off the fleece and use Thomas's seatbelt to pull myself more into a sitting position, only to watch the electric green energy of Mia's spirit bow leap from her hands and slide lightly into the Oni. Black blood immediately splurts from its leg, which drops it to the ground, but it's already struggling to stand back up. Franky! Mia yells, falling back on her elbow. There's so much blood under her. I've probably lost a similar amount. We must both be going on adrenaline alone. I'm staring at something. What am I staring at? I should be watching Franky, or Mia, or the Oni, or checking Thomas for a pulse, or a little red square. Why am I staring at a little red square?
You need to do something, Luke. The entity you call the Oni is moving again. Perhaps a trade. I do not know what would work in this situation, but you are very intelligent, Luke. Mother thinks so. They all think so.
Am I? I don't think so. I just read a lot of books. If I'm so intelligent, then why can't I figure out this tiny red square? Ignore it. That's what I have to do. I pull tighter, lift myself up higher, and hear someone groan. Thomas, I hope, but it could have been me. It feels strange to be back in a car accident again. This is how it all started. Time is moving in loops. Who said that? I read a book somewhere. Mia is back up and pounding on the window. Why doesn't she just come through the windshield? It worked for me. I look over and watch the Oni as it limps towards Franky. She's still kneeling on the ground, frozen. She should run, right? Why isn't she? The word shock pops into my head. She's suffering from shock. More green light, but not from Mia. It's in the sky and getting closer. Does Caleb have his own spirit bow user? Has he copied all of us into his zombies? But it's not Caleb. It's a new creature. And the green light is a brilliant sparkle of fairy wings. This makes me feel better. I knew they were fairies. I figured it out. The creature screams a deep, low sound of frustration as Amber barrels out of the sky and yanks Franky from the ground. They lift off for a second, then crash into the grass a few 100 feet away. So Amber was one of the fairies all along? That's nice.
Luke, Mia, you are both in danger.
Luke! Mia's voice. My name. I blink, eyes swiveling around to try to find something familiar. The red square. I reach out with my free hand and press it. Nothing happens. Then I see the shape of it. Finally. It's not a button. It's a switch. A slide. A sliding switch. I push it over and Mia is able to pull the door open. She's so strong. Stronger than all of us. Thomas lurches in the seat and gasps, turning to look at me. Mia, I tell him, you have to wake her up. He nods once and unclicks his seatbelt. Some power, I think, choking back a laugh. You make a trade to get rid of your fear and you don't even have the balls to drive without a seatbelt on. Chapter 67. Amber. Franky, you need to get inside. You're so beautiful, she says, reaching out to caress my stupid wings. Worst possible thing she could have said. My heart can't take any more of this. Not now. Franky, snap out of it. We don't have time for this. She flinches back from my voice and starts crying. I forgot him, Amber. I forgot Thomas. He gave his life for me, and now I can't remember who he is. And I'm going to forget you, and Mia, too. Soon there will be no one left, just me, and I won't remember. Do you understand? I won't remember anyone. He's not dead, Franky. She looks so pitiful. Her hands move from my wings to my shoulders, fingers clenching and unclenching, spastically, as if they're moving independently with their own mind. He has to be. I've forgotten him. You haven't. You're using his name right now. That means he's alive. He's alive? The relief on her face is too much to bear. The helplessness is worse. Where is the woman I met 2 years ago? The woman who changed my life. The woman who rescued me from loneliness, from isolation, from feeling I was worthless and ugly, and showed me so much strength and compassion and where's the woman that I love? Mia? She starts, trying to rise to her feet. Mia is alive too, but I have to help them. I need to go with you. No, you need to go inside the church. It's you that it wants. You need to run. But I need to protect Mia. She's sinking again. I grab her by the shoulders and give them a light shake. She's still trying to collapse. I'm desperate. I lean down and kiss her. It's not much more than a peck, but it wakes her up. Amber, Church, now! I order her, turn, and start running before I can see her face again. These stupid wings. Why did I ask for wings? I could have asked for the power to fly, but I had to have the stupid wings like some foolish little girl playing fairy princess. They take too long to get going. Mr. Deep Voice suggested I could leap from a roof or something instead of getting a running start, but I haven't worked up the courage to try, and I should have. I should have practiced more instead of just feeling sorry for myself over my mistakes. So be better. Be better now. Don't think about how the wings rip through your top and there's only a few threads left keeping the world from seeing you in your bra. Don't think about your past mistakes, past failures, past uncertainties. Don't think about Franky. The others need you. Right now. I run. Thomas emerges from the car and drops down to cradle Mia. I can't see Luke. I see bodies. 6, 7, 8. 8 bodies. I see the demon, the Oni, white mask broken on the pavement where it landed after being hit by the car. Its kimono was gone, caught in the tires, and ripped from its body as it was flung. The demon's face is as purple as its skin, gaunt, thrusting white tusks and bloodshot yellow eyes. It's crying, tears streaming down its tattooed cheeks, eyes wild and searching, pleading. It advances on Thomas and Mia, grabbing its own tusks and yanking as if trying to pull them from its face. Oni! I scream, trying to get its attention, but it doesn't react to me at all. It reacts to Reid. I've never seen his battle form before. If anything, it's more terrifying than the giant purple cartoon demon we've been fighting. 6, maybe 6.5 feet tall, but slender and blacker than night. Loose, snake-like tentacles cover its creepy blank head instead of hair, almost twitching as he soars through the air, bringing images of eels and the feeling of oily slickness to my mind. Like a cross between Black Panther and Medusa. The demon turns to face him, but Reid is quicker, darting behind it and hooking his arms up around the back of the thing's head in something that reminds me of the WrestleMania I used to watch with my dad when Mom wasn't around. I keep running. Thomas is shaking Mia as Reid struggles against the demon's strength. That's wrong. You can't shake her, Thomas. Her back might be broken. They taught us that for lifeguard certification. You need to check for spinal injuries first. How do you check for spinal injuries? The demon takes one step forward, then another. They aren't evenly matched at all, I realize. Reid is faster, but not as strong, not as large. Each step is more of a stomp, and in a few more seconds, the stomps will reach Mia. I keep running, and I reach them. I lean down and I take Mia's face gently in my hands and rack my brain for anything I remember from my classes at the YMCA. Wake her up. That's all you need to do, Amber. You need to wake her up. I stroke her face, her hair. I almost kiss her like I did with Franky. Thomas is saying something, but I don't have time to listen. She's breathing. I can feel that much on my hands. Finally, I lean my mouth over and use it to cover her nose, exhaling with as much force as I can muster. She bolts forward, coughing and vomiting over my ripped tank top. It wasn't really mouth to mouth. It was more just the shock of discomfort. A slap would have probably worked just as well. Guys, hurry! I hear a voice inside my head, like two flowers, but unfamiliar. Did Reid say his form came with telepathy? I let the exhaustion take me and drop off Mia to the side. I watch, falling as Thomas pulls her up by the shoulders so that she can see the approaching demon. Her left arm is broken. The bone isn't sticking out of it like the car accident, but I can tell by the way she winces while trying to raise it. Landing, I muster the last bit of my strength to grab her wrist and lift it up so it points at the creature. She screams in pain, but Mia is strong. She extends her right arm to meet it, and the shimmering emerald bow forms in her hands. She draws back, and I watch the demon as the arrow hits. I watch its tears. Its inhuman features, almost readable. I think I see, relief. It's over. The sleek black body that is Reid stands still, holding a child in his arms. You've just listened to part 10 of Will of the Wisps, chapters 63 through 67 of 108 chapters. That's right, we're halfway done. The book is finished, but I'm still looking for a literary agent and publisher. So if you know one, or you are one, please reach out to me at this channel. It's just me, so you'll definitely get me. And if you're not one, please share, like, and honestly, comments. That's the most important thing. I really want to get this ready for publication, so comments are king. Don't hold back. Thank you very much.